What's up everybody, and thank you for joining me for another video. My name is Whack4863, but you can call me Whack. In today's video I want to talk to you about thralls, and when you are taking thralls into areas that don't naturally have aggro like Sephiroth. So we're going to jump right into this. A lot of videos that I've seen and a lot of people will tell you to go into engagement, go into behavior, engagement, and then change them from attack all enemies to guard me or do nothing. You can do that, but I find it to be a cumbersome process. I also forget to change that setting back. So instead, what I do is I use the quick command on the keyboard. You can also do this on controller. By default, this is set up on the interact key. However, I have that changed to the B key. So if you go into settings and you go to keybinds, you scroll down just a little bit, there is command and then hold command. You can change that to whatever you'd like. So there are technically 4 different types of things that you could tell your thralls to do with this key. You could tell them to move, you can tell them to return, or you could tell them to stop. Now, each one of these is by doing a separate action on that key. So if I want them to move or attack, it's a single press. If I want them to stop, it's a double press. And if I want them to return, it's a triple press. Now, the attack is contextual, so if you are aiming at someone and you press it once, it's going to tell them to attack. Now, I currently have them set up with truncheons, and that's not what I want them to do. So I can actually tell them to stop right there. Now, this does make your thralls sitting ducks because they do completely stop what they're doing. But if you're in a situation where you either don't want them to knock something out or you don't want them to kill something, telling them to stop is the way to get them to stop doing whatever they're doing. I'm going to tell them to move over here, and then I'm going to tell them to stop again. Now, sometimes they do get a little bit funky. They want to get back into whatever fight they were just in. Just tell them to move again and stop. Now, I am going to take their truncheons away, and I'm going to give them their katanas. So, there we go, they have their katanas. Now, I'm free to roam through the city without attacking anything and see what is around. If there's something that I want to knock out, it's really easy for me to then run back and give them their truncheons. If there's not something I want to knock out, I can simply tell them to come over and attack it. Now, they are just going to run, so depending on how far you've made it through Sephiroth, it may take them a while to get to you. And it's important to make sure that once they've killed the target that you want, as long as they don't have aggro from anywhere else, you tell them to stop again. But this does allow you to work your way through the entire city or the entire area, looking at everything to make sure that it is not something you want to knock out. And then you can simply decide whether you want them to come in an attack or if you want to run back to them and switch out their weapon for a truncheon so that you can knock said person out. Like I said, it does take them some time to get to you. So do keep that in mind. You don't necessarily want to start a fight and then tell them to attack because you are going to be in that fight all by yourself. Now, I totally missed, but usually I like to get some other thralls that are going to attack and attack them before they have a chance to make it to my thralls. So that is how I go through Sephiroth without aggroing absolutely everything. You can see they are running back to something that they ran past that they want to aggro on. There you go. So if they run past something, they may want to backtrack to something else that would have pulled their aggro. Additionally, there are areas in Sephiroth where the prowlers are that if they run back, they are going to bring aggro from that. They will have NPCs following them. Additionally, you can make it through most of the city without telling them to follow or having them teleport to you. So I'm just going to run past Conan's bar and out the other side and show you how far you can actually get away before they have to teleport to you. So if I continue on down this way past the prowlers, everything, they will still not teleport to me. So it is most of the city that you can actually go through with them in that position of stop. And they have yet to show up. So, like I said, you can make it quite a distance away from them before they will teleport to you. So, not the greatest idea to leave them somewhere like that on, say, a PvP server, but on PvE, you're perfectly fine leaving them on the other side of the city and not having to worry about them getting attacked or getting killed while you're gone. This allows you to make it through almost the entire Sepamuru city without pulling any aggro from anything and without changing the settings on your thrall that you might forget to change back. And still not here. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to tell them to attack this lady. They are going to run the straightest line possible to get to me. Remember, they are on the other side of the city, so it is going to take quite a while for them to make it to me. There you go. You can see their health bars finally coming off in the distance there, and they're going to run right through there. Now, they should hold their command all the way until they reach that NPC, and they should attack that NPC who is walked way back behind me there. You can actually see this one is bugged out. She's not sure how to get to where I want her to be or how to navigate to the NPC that I want her to attack, which is this one here. So what I could do is just give her the command again, tell them to attack, and that should get them unbugged. If it doesn't, you can just go and retrieve them, give them a straight path to where you want them to be. So all I'm going to do is tell them to stop, and then I will tell them to return to me. That's going to reset their wiring and what they are supposed to be doing. Now, when you tell them to return, it does clear the command to stop. So they are going to attack immediately once they get to your area, unless you tell them to stop again. Now, I have actually lost one thrall completely, so that can happen. You can have issues where they actually don't make it through, and you will have to go and retrieve them from whatever they're stuck on, unless they finally decide to teleport to you, like this one did here. But the other one is still bugging out over this dead body or whatever she wants to attack over there. But like I said, telling them to stop is an easy way for you to move through the city, see if you want to knock something out, and then unleash fury with your thrall once you've decided what you want to do with the NPCs that you've come across. Now, this is just a really easy way for you to tell them what you want them to do without having to open their menus, get in engagement. You just use the interact button or whatever button you've set up the commands for to tell them to move with one press or attack with one press, stop with two presses, or return to you with three presses. You guys let me know in the comment section below, how do you go through these areas? And if you haven't been using this method, will you start to use it in the future? I'd like to thank all my YouTube members for your continued support. Y'all are absolute legends. If you'd like to become a legend, there's a button that says join on this page. Click that for details. There's 2 videos on the screen. Click one of those to watch next, and I'll meet you over there.